morning, family. It is Monday, just after 11 o'clock. I tried to actually get here right on time, but I'm 2 minutes late. I did my best, but I tried to get here right on time because I wanted to get at this because I think I may have 2 to 3 streams in me today, just depending on the way life goes. You know, life has a way of catching up to you and telling you what to do versus you telling it what to do. But we here. It's another one, it's another one. Tyre Nichols should be amongst the living. And from everything that I've seen, and probably most of you who will watch this video have seen, probably feel that same way. There's absolutely no reason why Tyre Nichols should be out of here. And we're going to talk a little bit about him. We're going to talk a little bit about his family. Some things that I've heard over the weekend, and I'm just kind of baffled. But before I get too deep into this, let me hit the intro, and we'll come back, and we're going to cook on this because I got some things I need to say.
This revolution is filled with so many ironies, really. First, you tell us that it is manly to keep your word, right? If you are a man, you keep your word. And now all of the black people in this country are demanding, and even the black people in the whole world are demanding, is that you keep your word. You told us we were free. Well, then show us that we're free. You told us that there is justice, equality for all in this country. Well, then stick to your word and let us see the justice and equality for all. Or else admit to us that you're not a man, you're a worm, you're afraid of us, you're afraid to give us equal stand. You're afraid that if you give us equal ground, that we will match you and we will override you.
Let me remind everyone of one issue inside of this case that has troubled me from day one. According to the original report, they were pulling him over for a traffic issue he committed a day before. That was part of the narrative in the beginning. Already, this is crazy as hell. Those officers have now been charged. 2 Memphis Fire Department EMTs were also relieved of duty pending the outcome of an internal investigation in connection to the death of Mr. Tyre Nichols. The MFD said the employees were involved in the initial patient care of Nichols. The fact that they have been let go says to me that they were not involved in actually caring for Mr. Nichols. The Memphis Fire Department did not identify the two people facing discipline or say if they were firefighters. It was also not clear if the employees were being paid while not working or if they would eventually return to their duties. As we covered prior, Memphis PD announced on January 20th that 5 officers were fired from left to right. Let's put them up, okay? Scumbags. Now, I have not seen the video. I got a phone call from a city official a few days ago, this week. That city official told me that it is the worst thing he has ever seen. When he watched the video, he said he was so upset that he wanted to run out into the streets himself. He said, Doc, you're gonna have to prepare yourself for this.
You know, where we are at this point, I'm already seeing and hearing things that I really don't like. Just heard that. Oh, and let me thank Dr. Rashad Ritchie just to make sure they don't strike me. I did use Dr. Rashad Ritchie's clip because I had stated when I first started talking about this that Tyre wasn't pulled over for a traffic offense that day. He was pulled over for a traffic offense that had happened the day prior. And I know some people didn't understand that. They thought I made it up. Where'd you get that? Well, that's where I got it from. I literally got it from Dr. Rashad Ritchie because he got it from somebody that works in Memphis. So when I say that I've got something from someone else, maybe they didn't particularly call me, but I've already checked in with their cast and they have verified that Tyre didn't get stopped that day for a particular traffic offense that day. It was for something the day before. And what I've learned about this Scorpion unit, you know, it's just another sexy name for jump out boys. And we all have them, you know, we all have them, you know, in different areas throughout the country. They call them different things. One thing that you never know, and this is why it's so foreign to Caucasian people, they don't have jump out crews in white neighborhoods. They only have jump out crews in black neighborhoods. So that's what people have to understand. The reason you don't know about this, to all my people that are not black, they don't have this type of stuff in y'all neighborhoods. They only put jump out crews in black neighborhoods. So where you see gorillas like this, you're only going to see them in black neighborhoods. And yes, I call them gorillas. I may call them monkeys. I may call them worse during this stream. They get nothing better today. They get nothing better today. Now, will I allow somebody just to call a black man who's done nothing, who's created no negativity towards nobody, a monkey, a gorilla? Absolutely not. But these are monkeys. That's who they are. They're monkeys. And I'm not sure exactly what got in their minds to do what they did to Tyre. I don't even care anymore. I'm into some other stuff. I really want to know. I know now their ages are between 24 and 32. I want to know, how did 5 black men, black males, I keep making that mistake, they're not men, they're males. How did 5 black males come up with $250,000 a piece to get out of jail, ages between 24 and 32, on a cop's pay? I don't think so. I want to know how they bonded out that quickly. 250 grand, they were able to get out of jail. Did they give them a 10%? Were the bonds even $250,000? Did they PR them? How did they walk so quickly up out of the Memphis Police Department? Were they trying to make sure they were kept safe? Unlike Tyre, because Tyre wasn't kept safe as a citizen of Memphis, as a person without a criminal record in Memphis, as a person who hadn't committed any type of crime, because now I believe the reckless driving thing, I think that's suspect too. I think that's suspect too. I don't believe that Tyre committed reckless driving that day or the day before. Now, we'll see. Let's see if there's a record of them having him in pursuit for reckless driving the day before. I don't think so. Appreciate you putting that in the chat, Free. Always riding with me. I appreciate the support. Brother Fearless, appreciate you. Anybody supporting the content, I appreciate you, whether you be on YouTube, whether you be on Twitter, whether you be on Facebook. We starting to get a little traction here, y'all. We starting to get a little traction here. And I don't know what it is. I don't know what I've done differently in the last couple streams. But, you know, I had one of my higher viewerships on YouTube than I had in a long time. And I don't get that many views on YouTube. I get it. I know what I've done on YouTube to probably really piss them off early on, but things are starting to change around a little bit. Maybe some people are starting to drop off. Maybe people tired of the goofiness on YouTube. Maybe they're coming to get this real. Because it's time to get the real. It's time to stop dancing. It's time to stop partying. It's time to stop playing. We better concentrate, y'all, because this thing right here, and I told you, I know it's 5 black men that kill. I did it again, 5 black males. I'm going to stop myself every time I say man, because they're not men. 5 black males killed a black man. Yeah, it's all about race. It's all about race. People don't understand. I'm working on it, bro. I'm working on it. I got to get another device that I can go to on the IG. And I'll do that probably, I don't know, probably by later this afternoon. But I got to make sure when I go up, I got to get them all right, because I was actually supposed to go up on another platform today, and I didn't do it because I didn't set the caption up. There's 2 or 3 other platforms that I'm already set to go on. I just had to get this one up. I had to get this one out, and I'll be able to move the content there then. So I feel you. I appreciate you. Brother Bridges, what's good with you? Subscribe to that brother's page. I thought you knew, on Facebook and on YouTube as well. I just had a message. I shared a link to somebody. They said, defund the police. Nah, we don't need to defund them. They need funding, but they need training. But before you hire animals like this, you need screening. You need oversight. And I don't think they got that in Memphis. I ain't never liked that chief they got right now. She's never said anything to make me feel good about her. She was in another space that she was jacked up in. Now she's in Memphis messing up. Now, I don't like her. There ain't no black girl magic there in Memphis. But anybody that's going to check out the live, anybody that's going to check out the playback, I appreciate you. We coming a little bit different, but we coming. But these clowns here, oh yeah, found out a little something else about them. Because I want to switch gears real quick. But we're going to talk about this because y'all already know I be on the black frats. I be on the black frats and the black sororities. Found out that 60% of these animals are Omega dogs. Now, if anybody can tell me that they not Omega dogs, please let me know. But from what I know, 3 out of the 5 are Q dogs. What up, Omega Sci-Fi? What y'all got to say about this? These y'all brothers. This who you crossed the burning sands with? This what you putting out into the atmosphere? Q dogs? I need all the Q dogs to speak up. Y'all can go to hell with them frats and them sororities. If y'all can't put nothing better than this out, we don't need you. You fish frying, dancing ass niggas. Y'all need to do better. This who y'all putting out in the street. 24 to 32 years old. Killed a 29-year-old black man with their bare hands. I wouldn't have felt any better if they had shot him. But damn, not one of them said, you know what, y'all, he had enough. Not one of them said, you know what, let's get this fool to the hospital. We ran him. Let's get him to the hospital. Not one of them. Not an EMT, not a fire department employee. And not this individual, because it sounds like he might have started it. It sounds like Preston Hemphill might have started the whole thing. Can be heard on the audio, stomp his ass. Really? Preston? Stomp his ass. Somebody started it, and then it kept getting picked up. And then now, yes, we know Preston Hemphill is the person who tased Tyre. And you know why they really got pissed off? Because Preston not only tased Tyre, he tased them other fools too. They all caught the pepper spray. He tased Tyre and tased them 5 animals. Can't disagree there. 150-pound man getting kicked around by 5 beasts, pepper sprayed by a European peasant named Preston. Preston wanted to be one of them, see? That's what it is. He really wanted to be one of them. And secretly, they want to be like Preston. That's why it's all about race. I guess they had to show young Preston, this how you do it. This how you kick a nigga's ass. Preston sprayed. Preston didn't get his hands dirty. He pepper sprayed him. Or tased him. Actually, I think they said it was pepper spray. It was pepper spray. And they caught it too. I don't give a shit if it was bug spray. The man should still be alive. He shouldn't have encountered what he did. And I'm not going to, but even though he did, they should have helped him out. No, he shouldn't have encountered what he did. We're talking about a traffic stop that happened the day before. So y'all just caught up to him? What kind of car was Tyre driving? Well, y'all couldn't catch up to him. And then you can hear him on the radio talking about, is this car registered to this? Because they know they're close to his house. Little intricacies that jump out boys know. If they know they looking for a certain assailant, they know where he's setting up. They know where his people setting up. Where's this car registered to? Probably because they done seen the car in the driveway. Five black males beat a black man to death. Yeah, it's all about race. Because they wouldn't have beat a white man like this. They wouldn't have beat an Asian man like this. They wouldn't have beat a Hispanic man like this. They wouldn't have beat an Arabic man like this. They wouldn't have beat a Hindu man like this. They wouldn't have beat a Native American like this. Only black men get beat like this. Only black men die like this. It's all about race. And these 5 dogs got to go. But I'm wondering how they get out of jail so quick. They was able to rack up 250 that quick. They all got houses with that much in them where they could have put their house up that quick. Nah, something going on. Nobody held up when he called out for his mama, Free. What kind of dogs are they? Nobody held up when he called out for his mama. We heard another black man call out for his mama as he lost life in the street. What kind of dogs do that? Q dogs? Q dogs? Omega Psi-Phi dogs? Black ass dogs. Much love to my people on all the Ypsilanti pages and the Ann Arbor pages. I got the Washington Our Word coming for y'all later, and we really want to dig a little bit deeper into this situation because I believe there is something amiss here on this youngin that has been missing. It don't sound right to me, and I don't really want to get into it because I really want to stay focused here on Tyre Nichols. But we've got a youngin in the county that has been missing since last week, and I don't like it. It don't sound right. And we're going to speak on that when we speak on the Washington Our Word. I'm actually waiting for some information to kick back, make sure that I don't speak wrongfully on this, but I do believe there's absolutely more than foul play at hand. But right now, we got to cook on this. We got to cook on this. What'd you say, Bree? You see the cues? You see the cues right there. I don't know what other fraternity them other two might belong to besides the dirty dogs. But you see the Q dogs. You see the Q dogs. I thought fraternities were supposed to turn out men for the community. I thought sororities were supposed to turn out women for the community. What's this? What's the product here? 24 to 32. That's their ages. 24 to 32. So we know 3 of them went to college. 3 of them went to college because you can't join a frat unless you're like Steve Harvey or something where you join a frat when you're 50. But they joined a frat, became peace officers. Now they done killed a black man by the time they 32. Because all of them ain't 32. Their ages range from 24 to 32. Agreed. Gotta go. They gotta go. Unfortunately, so their name now is Wells, I believe. She remarried. Her name is Wells, Tyree's mama. And I kind of feel sorry for the stepdaddy because it looked like the stepdaddy ready to ride. The stepdaddy looked like he ready to ride, but he's trying to hold court for, with his wife and whatnot. I get it. I don't know where Tyree's biological is right now. Maybe he'll surface. Maybe he's not even around. I'm not sure. But the man who looks like he's been in his life for a while, Brother Wells, he's holding it together and trying to keep his wife together and whatnot. But they done got Ben Crump in there, and she done forgave these clowns. How can you forgive them? They killed your baby, ma'am. How could you forgive them? Good afternoon, Sister Yvette. Appreciate having you. How can you forgive them? They killed your baby. She talked of him so beautifully. He loved watching the sunset. He loved taking pictures. He had a small child. He loved his family. And you turned around and forgave them? They took all that from you, Mrs. Wells. Can't shame Ben. Ben doing what he do. Ben doing what he do. Ben coming to get that check. We got to stop looking down on people for what they do, for what they sit for. People are sent for and meant for certain purposes, and that's Ben's purpose, to get the check for the family. Ben ain't looking for justice. He's looking for a deal. And now that she done forgiven, because I ain't heard none of the 5 of them say they sorry. So you forgave 5 creeps that killed your baby, and ain't none of them said they sorry. Looking to get that bag. That bag is something else. That bag is something else. I'm not saying she's not grieving. I'm not saying she's not suffering the greatest heartache a mother could suffer. But something tells me that if they give her 10, 15, 20 million, justice will be served in her eyes. Absolutely. That's why you can't be mad at somebody like that. You got to dismiss people like that. You can't let them enter your consciousness. Ben Crump does not enter my consciousness. I know what Ben Crump did the Breakfast Club this morning, y'all. Ben Crump did the Breakfast Club. Come on now. You trying to tell me it's in my mind? In my mind. No, I know what Ben Crump is here for. Ben Crump's in for the bag. They think I'm crazy. Yeah, like a fox. He's sent for and meant for one purpose: get the bag for the families. That's what he's here for. He's chosen to use his legal prowess as that. I can get y'all a check, but y'all got to do what I say. When them cameras hit, y'all got to start shaking. Y'all got to start crying. Lips got to start quivering. I guarantee I get you millions. Millions. And I don't know where they at financially. Don't even care. Don't look like they doing actually too bad. Every time I've seen them present themselves, they look pretty decent. They don't look ragtag at all to me. But when you start talking tens of millions of dollars, it is what it is. But yeah, everybody's been harping on Preston. Let me just go back to his picture real quick. Everybody's been harping on him. He's the one that tased Tyre. And they said that the other animals got tased too. That's why they really got pissed off. I've listened to one of the lawyers this morning. He's talked to his client. He's looked his client right in the face. And his client said, I didn't throw a punch. I want to know which one he is. I caught the interview late. I want to know which one he is. Because from what I could see, they was all taking shots. Now, let's just say his client didn't throw a punch, then that means you was one of the people that was holding him up. You was one of the people that was holding him up. You just as culpable, dog. You get done in too. Did you say free? He ain't going nowhere. Because more of us need it than not. That's what you need to understand. More of us need the money than not. And like I said, these types of things don't happen in white neighborhoods. Have you ever seen Ben Crump represent a white family? I'll wait. As a matter of fact, I'll wait and light up. Have you ever seen Ben Crump represent a white family? We need reparations, y'all. We need repair. We don't need to defund the police. What we need is to restructure policing. Policing started during slavery. The first deputies came out of the institution of slavery. If you don't know, go read it. Slave patrols are still being held today. Right in Memphis, Tennessee. There's an overseer right there, Preston. He didn't get his hands dirty. He sent the other ones to get their hands dirty. I don't know if he's their superior or not, but why wasn't Preston a part of the melee? Why did he get to spray and stay away? He didn't get a kick in or nothing. He just said, stomp his ass. Listen to the audio. Stomp his ass. Y'all need to understand where this is at right now. It's going to get uglier. Because now you've got black officers doing the same thing that white officers have been doing for hundreds of years now. And hell, they did it, and they was home that night. Got booked, fingerprinted, and bonded out that night. Who spent a night in jail? They all came in and walked out. Nobody spent a night in jail. Nope. EMTs didn't do nothing. Fire department didn't do nothing. The animals who did it to him didn't do nothing. Nobody did nothing but watch him die. And I know he technically didn't die till 3 days later, but that was only because they kept him on life support. He was already gone. And if he had survived, he wouldn't have been nothing. He wouldn't have been nothing if he had survived. They know that. They only kept him alive for the sanctity of his mother, so she didn't have to walk in on him dead. Already dead. That's good. He needs to be near family. He absolutely needs to be near family. But Florida ain't no hoe either. Things can happen to you down there too. Y'all just got to protect each other. Because they prey on us. We too aggressive, they kill us. We too meek, they kill us. Excuse me. Elijah McCain a meek brother who spoon-fed cats, played the violin, killed, walking home with a couple cans of Arizona iced tea or something in his hand. It doesn't matter what state we're in. They're gonna take us out if that's what they feel. If that's what they feel. But I'm calling y'all out, Omega Sci-Fi and all the rest of y'all black sororities, black fraternities. This y'all people? Y'all know these? Y'all know these? Yeah. I wonder what Steve Harvey's going to say about this. I wonder what Shaquille O'Neal's going to say about this. They got a lot to say about a lot of things. They Omega Sci-Fi, notables and whatnot. They Omega Sci-Fi. I wonder what the Omega Sci-Fi is going to say on this. Notables or not, I don't need you to be a public figure to say something. I need Omega Sci-Fi saying we have absolutely taken them out of the Omega Sci-Fi ledger. I need to know. What are they going to say? What they going to do? Time to start tagging some people. I don't normally tag notables, but it's time to start tagging some folks, giving them the timestamp. This y'all people, dog. Omega Sci-Fi. Where y'all at on this?
Y'all want to see a dead body?
Yeah. I do. I do. And it ain't Tyree's. One of these will do. One of these will do. He'll do. He'll do. Preston Hemphill started the shit with the tasing. I want to know why Tyree needed to be tased. Before the ruthless beating of 180 seconds, I want to know why he needed to be tased. He was supposed to have been stopped for a traffic violation from the day before. How did we get to tasing and beating and killing? I do not. I don't even know all their names right now. That's why I need a producer. I need somebody to be able to get information like that. See, I can't do all that and then do all this. This right here takes a lot of work, takes a lot of energy. It takes me an hour to put a stream together before I can go at it in an hour. But yeah, I would absolutely like to know, what university did these heathens go to? Did they go to HBCUs? Did they go to PWIs? What did they go to? I'd like to know. And what are those schools saying about their graduates? Or did they graduate? Did they drop out and just go to the police academy? I mean, they're 24 to 32. And I don't know who's who. Don't know which ages is what. But I know 3 of them is Omega Sci-Fi. But there was something else that I wanted to play. Some more audio. Because we coming back into that mode. We coming back into that mode where we've got to start to talk about repair on a regular basis. There's a lot of nonsense that's out here, and I ain't a part of it. Won't be a part of it. I already told you I ain't arguing with nobody about reparations. I ain't arguing with nobody about repair. I don't care who it is. I wouldn't argue with my mama if she was still here. Of course, she wouldn't be arguing with me about it. She'd be a writer in this. Now, she's only said a heinous act. It was not representative of the police department. She's a little bit too light on this, which lets me know she still is about the blue. She's no longer black. She's just blue. I get it. That's why she's got to go. Her track record precedes her. She needs to go. She should not be the head of a police department. And Preston Hemphill, why didn't he get suspended? He was a part of the melee. They suspended the fire employees. They suspended or fired the EMT employees. Why didn't Preston get suspended or fired? I need to know. And Preston needs to go too. But yeah, we got to get back on talking about repair because this is a part of it. I'm never going to be for defunding the police. The least of my worries, it needs to be that they don't have enough resources. No, give them the resources, but let's start at the beginning. When you bring one of them creeps in and sit them down as to why they want to be a police officer. Right after the physical, do a psych eval. Go back in their history. Do they have any type of violent past? You had one of them clowns that was a corrections officer, and he wasn't allowed to be a part of the Department of Corrections no more, but he was allowed to be a police. Seriously? I'm glad they're speaking on it. They just need to continue to speak up. She's got to go. Get rid of her. She's not for us. And we need to be repaired. And the only way that we're going to be repaired is if we take the proper protocol. We got to take the proper protocol, y'all. Or things like this will continue to happen. I'm just letting you know.
At the very same time that America refused to give the Negro any land, through an act of Congress, our government was giving away millions of acres of land in the West and the Midwest, which meant that it was willing to undergird its white peasants from Europe with an economic floor. But not only did they give the land, they built land-grant colleges with government money to teach them how to farm. Not only that, they provided county agents to further their expertise in farming. Not only that, they provided low interest rates in order that they could mechanize their farms. Not only that, today many of these people are receiving millions of dollars in federal subsidies not to farm, and they are the very people telling the black man that he ought to lift himself by his own bootstraps.
Right in the middle of my stream. Why would I play that? Right in the middle of my stream. Why would I play that? What you talking about, Sister Yvette? I know you can't be talking about the chief of police. I know you can't be talking about the chief of police. The chief of police had her gun stolen while she was shopping? Why didn't she have her gun on her? She the chief of police. Ain't she supposed to stay strapped up? Her gun was stolen from her car. We're talking about the chief of police. How could her gun be in a place where it was accessible? Shouldn't she have a vault in her car to where they would have had to basically take the car if they wanted her gun? Come on, y'all. What are we saying here? What are we really looking at here? What type of negligence is this? Her car was broken into while she was shopping and they stole her gun. Really? Really? Now, as a citizen, we got to go down to the precinct. We got to fill out all kind of paperwork if we have a weapon stolen. What happened to her as the chief of police? The chief of police. Really? That's incredible to me. That the chief of police allowed her service weapon to be stolen while she's in the store shopping. That gets me. That gets me thinking. Like, they knew whose car it was. They knew it was accessible in some way. And they were able to get her gun up out of there. Where's the alarms at? If somebody's trying to penetrate her vehicle, it seems like she'd have an alarm that would go off and be like, hey, we got to get outside. Something's popping off in the car. If her car ain't no better equipped than my car when somebody's trying to break into it, then what are we really doing out here? I know they set police vehicles up, especially when you start talking about higher end officers. They got all types of stuff in those vehicles. They can turn a $50,000, $60,000 SUV into a $150,000 tank. How did they get her gun? Oh, the store didn't allow guns in their store. Okay, how would they have known she had a gun? And why didn't she flash her badge and say, I'm the chief of police of this area? We needs to carry. Excuse me. She shouldn't be anywhere without a gun. Isn't she a public figure? She shouldn't be anywhere without a gun, or the person that protects her should be able to carry. It ain't sitting right with me, no how. So they knew she'd have a gun, and she knew she couldn't have a gun, so she brought the gun? Why even have the gun with you? Why not leave the gun at home if you knew you was going to a store that they couldn't have guns in? Come on now. I'm sitting on a few college credits. I finished pretty strongly up out of high school, C average, you know. But I can figure some things out. And this right here, it ain't sounding right. It ain't sounding right at all. I don't like the way none of this sounds. None of it. Yeah, out of control crime in the city that she is the chief of police in, and she carries a gun to a place where they don't allow guns to be, and they somehow knew this and followed her and stole her gun out of her car. Something ain't right. Y'all tell me. Y'all just tell me. Something ain't right. How we know she only had one gun in the car? She could have more than one gun in the car. You know, maybe she don't carry that big thing on her. She leave that in the car. But you got to have a little something strapped to her ankle. Something. Somebody's got to be with her to be able to protect her. She's the chief of police in a crime-riddled city. It ain't sounding right. It ain't going to sound right. Not to me. Not to me. This young brother needs to be here. And the fact that he's not here, there is a problem. There's a problem. Tyre should be here with us still to this day. a traffic violation from the day before. I haven't heard that disputed yet either. It's just that when I said it in my circle, my very small circle, somebody heard it and was like, man, where you hear that from? I'm like, Rashad Ritchie? That's who said it. And he got it from somebody that worked in Memphis. I don't always read up on the info myself. Sometimes I get it from people that I feel are just as credible, if not more than I. Because you can be more credible than I. You ain't going to be more real than I. But I'll give you that. Rashad Ritchie got a whole platform that he's able to do his thing on. I do all this myself, and I appreciate anybody in here checking it out. 52 minutes deep. Appreciate you. Sister Yvette coming through free, always hanging with me. I appreciate y'all. Appreciate the support. Support begets support. You know what I'm saying? It ain't just in my mind. I'm trying to tell you, it just ain't in my mind. It ain't in my mind. Let me see what I got going over here. Hold on one quick second. Oh, boy. Man, we got all kind of scammers that are out now. These scammers are killing me. And they're starting to do the messenger thing. Once they get into somebody else's account, they'll do the messenger thing. And you think they're them, and it's not them. You know, but I don't answer Facebook phone no more anyway, so I'm good. I'm done answering Facebook phone. This brother Otis saying he actually tapped in. Said, let us start with who brought that disease leadership to Memphis via the ATL from the start. This personalized pontification is a deflection from the core issue. I'm with that. I'm definitely with that, because I knew she was a problem before. I think I thought it was Atlanta. I didn't want to misspeak, but I knew she was somewhere else, and she's been a problem. Much respect to you, brother Otis. I've heard that as well. I've heard that as well. As I'm reading brother Otis's comment, Sister Fatex, I've heard that as well. He possibly was dating one of the officers. Well, here's the thing. Let me just put it out here. You know, I know it's the middle of the day, and I ain't gonna get too blue on this, but I don't think Tyre was dating one of the other officers' women. He might have been bucking one of the other officers' women. That's what it sounds like. This sounded personal. Sounded like he might have been going knee deep in one of them clowns' woman. I've heard that several times. Brother Otis just said they need to check in to their relationship, possibly with him. And I've heard that several times, that he might have been duck diving into one of their women. Yeah. Wasn't like Tyre was no virgin. He had a son or a kid. I think it's a son. Yeah. So, I mean, Tyre might have just been out there. He might have just found him one of they women that like the sunset too. He might have gave her the sunrise at the sunset. He liked taking pictures. Maybe one of they women wanted to be a model. I don't know. But I've heard it a couple times, more than a couple times, that this situation was not isolated. They've been on him. And then they rounded him up. They gonna put it off on this Scorpion unit. Nah. Jump Out Boys ain't on no reckless driving. They supposed to be looking for dope. They supposed to be looking for murder.
They about the drugs. They about the bodies. Tyre might have been about the bodies. Tyre might have been about the bodies. One of they women's bodies. Absolutely. There's this side of the story. There's this side of the story. Then there's the story. One of the guys involved with, oh, really? Wow. It's a mess. But I'm telling you, it all starts at the head. It all starts at the head, and that police chief is cancerous. She absolutely should not be running anybody's police department. And she's masking for white supremacy now. She is a total mask up for white supremacy. They got the perfect combination going down there. They got her as chief of police, and they got Ben Crump on the case with the family. Memphis gonna get off light. Ben's gonna get a check for the Wells family. Tyre's not gonna get justice. Hey, I'm just writing these pages early. I'm just writing them early. It's in my mind.
In my mind.
So we just about to hit 60 minutes on this. And I ain't going to go too much further into it because I got other stuff I need to talk about today. So I'm going to come down and come back up at some point. But all this single mother blame and relationship stuff can deter us from realizing that police need to be reformed. I'm not sure exactly where this whole single mother thing's coming from anyway. Tyre's 29. Tyre's a grown-ass man. What is the single mother stuff coming up? Because I've heard about that today, too. Single mother? This is a grown man with a child. Why is everybody trying to blame Tyre's mama? She married now. And it sounds like the man's been an integral part of Tyre's life. So where is the single mother blame coming in at? I don't even get that. I could see it if he was like 17, 18. And if he had been in and out of trouble and all kinds of stuff. We're talking about somebody with a clean slate, a father himself, and supposedly stopped for a traffic violation that happened the day before. Where is the single mother blame coming from? It's been crazy. I've been hearing about that. How y'all blaming his mama? What she got to do with this? Only thing I'm blaming her for is forgiving them fools. When she forgave them, that really hurt me. Because I've seen other mothers of other murder victims forgive. Siblings forgive. Daddies forgive. I done seen it. So I'm really not with that. I done seen them people in South Carolina forgive Dylan Roof for coming in there shooting up that church. He sat there and prayed with y'all, laughed and joked and smiled with y'all. Y'all gave him cookies and tea and stuff and broke bread with that fool. And then he blew you up. And then you sat there and apologized. I forgave him. Come on, man. Oh, he was talking about, okay, consider the source. Consider the source. We're talking about Jason Whitlock. We already know he's got a tail. Fox News, they love clowns with tails. And to state, see, here's the thing. Now y'all, okay, two things I need to find out. I need to find out what college these clowns went to that gave them the ability to be a part of Omega Psi Phi. That's one. And then I want to know if all of them came from single mama households. I bet you they didn't. I bet you all 5 of them didn't come from single mother households. I'd be willing to bet anything on it. I'd be willing to bet anything on it. These are not the products. All 5 of them are not the products of single Black mamas. And if we're going to talk about that, let's find out about Preston's people too. See, Jason Whitlock want to talk about that. Let's talk about Preston. Did Preston come from a single mama household? Did them fire people come from single mama households? Did them EMTs come from single mama households? See, Jason Whitlock want to talk one way, but he don't ever want to talk all ways. Out of everybody, how many of them came from single mama households? That's what I want to know. I want to know how many of them came from single mama households. Absolutely. Don't nobody want nobody on Fox talking about policy and legislation, talking about qualified immunity, talking about taking pensions, being able to sue law enforcement for their detrimental ways. Don't nobody want to come on Fox talking about that. Hey, Jason, you know these were all Black guys. They had to come from single parent households, right? Yep. Yep. Oh, really? Multi-generational. You know, you generally don't get a lot of them multi-generationals in single mama households. Let me just be real stereotypical with it. Usually that single mama, she knows she's going to be a single mama. She don't let you name your baby your name. You might not even get the last name, let alone be a junior. Let's be real stereotypical with it. A third, that means the granddaddy's name was that. That means the daddy's name was that. And he didn't stick around? Okay. Yeah. I can kill Jason's theories with a slingshot made with a rubber band. Whatever. Sister Fatex in here rocking with some ism. I appreciate it, Sister Fatex. It just ain't in my mind.
In my mind.
It just ain't in my mind. Other people thinking about this. Because at the end of the day, we all want to see the same thing when these clowns go to jail.
Y'all want to see a dead body?
Yes. We want to see dead bodies. Walk them into Gen Pop and let's have some fun, y'all. They need to get into Gen Pop. But I really want to know how they all got bonded out instantaneously. Instantaneously. They was able to sleep in their own beds. Appreciate Brother Otis coming in with that comment. Looks like he left that on Be the Power page. I found it. Oh, yeah, I found it. Appreciate Citizens for Ethical Government in Washtenaw County. We're going to be cooking, talking about the corruption in Washtenaw County, talking about the ARPA rewards. Absolutely. We want to talk about those grant rewards. Who got them? Who didn't? And why the county commissioners saw fit to give people grants who weren't even properly vetted. Yeah, it's here now. We got to speak on it now. Accountability is key here. These guys use the badge to execute a vendetta and execute a brother. Absolutely. That's why there's a deeper story here that we've got to uncover before Ben gets Memphis to cut the check. Ben trying to get the check now. He's like, man, look, this is January. You know we're going to have at least 7, 8 more killings this year. We got to get this one and done. Let's go. But I want them to wait. I want them to wait before they get their settlement because they're going to get a settlement, y'all. They're going to get a settlement, you know? We know this. They're going to get a settlement. Come on now. How do you not get money now? Everybody done got money. Everybody get money. When they kill your people now, you get money. But wait for the settlement. Get the conviction. The conviction can bring in maybe 20 to 30% more. But see, somebody like Ben's going to tell you to go get what they offer right now because Ben's got to get on another case. He got to get on the Crump jet and get to the next city. Him and Tamika Mallory and Teslin Figueroa, they got to keep it moving. They got to keep it moving. Ben, he ain't no ambulance chaser no more. He ain't even a hearse chaser no more. Ben is a Brinks truck chaser. That's what Ben is. Ben is a Brinks truck. Ben knows where the money's at. If he didn't, why wouldn't he be practicing some other type of law? What? They were called the training day cops, telling people this is their city. Wow. Did they go to an HBCU in Memphis, Sister Yvette? Do you know where these clowns possibly went to school? I need to know who gave them their Omega brand. I need to know. Yeah, but he's a rich joke, and he knows just what to say with that southern jaw, muffle mouth ass talk. Appreciate the new subscribe from you, Sylvia Black. I don't have many, and I know you new. Appreciate you. Welcome to the Freedman Media family. We growing here. We growing organically. I ain't buying no subscribers. I ain't buying no followers, and I ain't looking to put no clown content up so I can get some views, likes, follows, subscribers, whatever y'all want to call them. You either going to take this message, subscribe to it, be ready for it, or just keep it moving. There's way more people out here kicking it less than I, but I'm going to be up here with it every time. Every time. If my energy ain't right, I ain't even going up no more. And I told you at the beginning of the year, I'm doing 300 streams. I had a jacked up January, but that's okay. February right around the way. And guess what? It's Black History Month, so 28 days, we got to do at least that many streams. Might do 2 a day, might not do one day, might do 3 a day, might not do one for a couple of days. We're going to get 28 in February. From James Baldwin, if you must call a cop, we said in those days, for God's sake, make sure it's a white one. Wow. Wow. Because they always trying to impress. They always trying to impress. That's why when you see I Spy cops, the one who's usually the worst is the black cop. When you see the I Spy cop, absolutely. The black one is always a nigga. There's a difference. Y'all know this, right? There's a difference. The European peasant is usually the laid back one, but the black cop, he's usually the nigga. ER. That's what I'm asking. He started the whole thing and is heard on the audio talking about stomp his ass. Why wasn't he arrested and charged and let go? Y'all at least could have put him on paid leave, because that's usually what y'all do to white cops. They put them on paid leave. They always make sure white cops keep their job and can pay their mortgage. They'll suspend a black cop without paying a heartbeat. Have him digging into his 401k after week 1. Wow, 80% black, 15% Spanish. Crazy. Yep. She might as well be one of them. She might as well be one of them. She's not going to do anything against white folks. They don't need her in Memphis. They don't need her. Her being in Memphis is harmful to them. Harmful to black folks. Absolutely. Excuse me. Harmful. She is harmful to black folks. I want to know, is Preston a superior officer to the monkeys? I mean, are they patrolmen and Preston is a sergeant? I don't know. I'd like to know if he's got bars. Does Preston have bars? Y'all see none on that side of his sleeve. What on his other side of his sleeve? He got some stripes? Is he an overseer to the monkeys? And we can cook on that as we grow and know. But this is what I'm on right now. I'm looking for the Omega Sci-Fi folk. I shared it on Facebook. Hopefully the HBCU Connect picks it up. Hopefully they pick it up. They need to pick it up because one of their own. Because I'm sure at least 1 out of the 3 Omegas went to an HBCU. What you say there, Fatex? They sure make the cops have time and money to get their affairs in order, to divorce their spouses in order to retain their wealth. Absolutely. Hey, what I'm on right now, Sister Fatex, I want to know, how did they all bond out $250,000 a clip? How they do that? 24 to 32 years old. How they do that on a cop's pay? How they do that? Single mamas. They all came from single mamas, Jason Whitlock, but they had 250 to put up. Okay, something ain't adding up here. Sounds like they might have came from some solid backgrounds, had some solid homes, or have they been creeps like that to steal enough money where they was able to put up bond money, not spend one night in jail? Or did they really get PR'd out? Did they really get PR'd out? They set their bond and gave them a $250,000 personal recognizance? I want to see the bond out receipts. Did any money even exchange hands? I want to see the bond out receipts. Something ain't right here. These clowns got out of jail the same day. I know people that spend the night in jail for traffic violations. Just trying to say. Oh, we already know this. We know Jump Out Boys. We know what they do. On a murder case, they gave them a 10%. So that's where my problem is. They already making plea deals. How you see that video and then give them a 10%. Now, you need to come up with all that, dog. We need you to have all the smoke for the bail money, just like you had all the smoke for Tyre. Huh? Yeah. You had all the smoke for 180 seconds for a 150-pound man. We need you to come up with all the bread. Oh, I got 248. No, we need you to go get 2 more. Can I get out at 240? No. We need them 10 bands. Nope. I got 200 in cash, and I'm gonna mortgage my house, and I can get 50 out of that tomorrow. Okay, we'll see you tomorrow. Go on in the sale. They shouldn't have been let out on no 10% on murder. If y'all don't agree, please say so. Please stand up. Please stand up. They give plea deals and 10% to child predators and killer cops. Okay. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. I get the 10% thing. I get it. Should have been no bond. None. Here's my thing. How they give them a bond? How they give them a bond? And 2 people that didn't even touch them got fired instantaneously. Balance that out for me. You see what they doing on camera. You see it. You see the beating for 180 seconds. You fired them and charged them with murder, but you gave them a bond to get out? But you didn't say nothing to the person that tased him wrongfully, unlawfully. Because we're talking about a traffic stop, y'all. We ain't went above a traffic stop. That's the reason Tyre was stopped, was because of a traffic stop. And from what we know right now, it was a traffic stop that happened the day before. That's why I say this ain't about no traffic stop. I want to know that the rumor ain't true, that Tyre was running up in one of their women's. The union probably protected them until they were fired. But they got fired already before they got charged. Once they got charged with murder. It was already done. They moved swiftly on that. That's why a lot of people all up in the air about that. How they move so quick on them to do that. Because they fucking guilty. They seen the video. Ain't no sense of delaying that. No, fire their ass now. Get them up out the paint now. Get them up out the paint now. And I have no doubt that even though they might have fired them, that the union helped them out. And does a union have a fund? Maybe the union has a fund. That could be it, because I don't know how they got bonded out. But all 5 of them got bonded out? All 5 of them had the bread to get bonded out? Didn't spend one night in jail? Okay. Okay. Nope, heard that too. Heard a brother said he got pulled over. He was on his way to get a pizza, and they pulled him over and beat him up. He hadn't done nothing. Said he was under suspicion of something. I don't even know. And he lived to tell that story. What did the other 3 get then? Because they're all out of jail. They're all out of jail. They wouldn't take the case, Free. They didn't take the case. You know, a citizen makes a complaint doesn't necessarily mean there's going to be charges. Two got out the first day. Oh, yeah, they held a gun to his head. Brother Otis is coming through the Be the Power page. Yep. Oh, so Brother Otis says that two got out the first day. So did the other three get out the second day? So three of them did spend the night? He filed a complaint and has yet to hear from them. Same cops. I mean, the deleting is going to be episodic. They're not going to kill everybody. But I want to know, why did Tyre catch it? Because there's something deeper, something more sinister than reckless driving from the day before. Let's be honest. Reckless driving from the day before? Come on now. Don't play with me. Don't play with my emotions. Reckless driving from the day before? I ain't feeling it. Not one bit. But there's so much more to uncover regarding why they're the only five. Because I'm not saying they shouldn't be charged. But why not this one? I need to know. Why not this one? Why isn't his name even being brought up? It's amazing to me that they have yet to bring his name out. Why are they protecting Preston? Who Preston know? By the People Media, appreciate you up in here today. I don't know.
We are coming to get our check.
I don't know. And as I stated earlier in the cast, because I can't get involved with a whole bunch of silliness, whole bunch of foolishness. But this is a part of repair. This is a part of reparations. But nobody talks about that. They just talk about a check. A check. There's going to be multi-generational checks. But I'm more concerned about the checks and balances of policy and legislation. We need to get cops like this put away forever. Starting with Preston, going on to the other 5 hyenas. We have to be galvanized to push us closer. Does this pull us all together? Because, see, we're not even all together in our thinking. Tyre's mama done forgave them already. That takes us away from repair. Ben Crump's already settled in so he can get a check. That takes us away from repair. People are lining up around the streets throughout the country, and they about to tear shit up. That might move us a little closer to repair. Because the country ain't really went up. It ain't certain territories went up with George Floyd. Certain territories have gone up with other black murders. But this country ain't really been set ablaze. Will this case be the one? I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, they said he was literally like 80 yards from her house. 80 yards. Brother Trey X, what's good with you? We just don't know, Brother Trey. I want to know why his name is being protected. This wasn't brought out on the mainstream media. This was brought out on a black page that I found on IG. I only learned of Preston Hemphel's name through Instagram. I didn't learn about it on MSNBC, CNN, Fox News. I didn't learn about it on no Memphis TV station. I learned about it on Instagrams. And I want to know why his name is being protected. Why was he not charged? Why was he not fired? Why was he not mentioned from the outset? Oh, you saying give us the same stuff that they gave white peasants?
At the very same time that America refused to give the Negro any land.
Yeah.
Through an act of Congress, our government was giving away millions of acres of land.
Yeah.
In the West and the Midwest, which meant that it was willing to undergird its white peasants from Europe with an economic floor.
Yeah.
But not only did they give the land, they built land grant colleges.
Educational
with
loans.
Government money.
Yeah.
To teach them how to farm.
Yep.
Not only that, they provided county agents to further their expertise in farming. Not only that,
yep.
They provided low interest rates in order that they could mechanize their farm.
Yep.
Not only that,
yep.
Today, many of these people are receiving millions of dollars in federal subsidies not to farm,
yep.
and they are the very people telling the black man that he ought to lift himself by his own bootstraps.
So, yeah, I had it ready by the people media. I had it ready. Direct cash payments, absolutely. And true restorative justice. We just don't need the George Floyd policing bill. No, we need 100% total police reform from the ground up, from the top down. You say low interest real estate. I say no interest real estate due to the history of predatory lending against American freedmen. We should absolutely not pay an APR on anything, whether it be student loans, car loans, home loans, signature loans, business loans. We've been treated worse in banking than anybody else on this planet. The white officer has been suspended per CNN. Okay, I ain't seen it. Ain't seen it. I'll go look for it, but I ain't seen it. I ain't seen Preston's name nowhere except Instagram. That's right, Sister Sylvia. Total police reform. Not being a protected class hurts us the most. That's why things can come, because this is a hate crime. What they did here was a hate crime. Now, I know they have the femicide charge. Do they have a malicide charge? I'd like to know, because I believe that Tyre was killed solely because he was a man. And by some rumors accounts, it's because he was a man that was up in one of they womans. Boy, if that comes out, that he was going diving up in one of their women's and that's how they had to get at him, this gonna get real ugly. This gonna get real ugly. But we are not a protected class. And that's why we sit where we sit. That's why we're handed what we're handed. And that's why we'll continue to take what they give. If we don't have the mindset to be protected as a people first, we'll never get anything. We can't be so scattered in our thinking of this is what we want, this is what we need, this is what we do. No. First and foremost, we need to be a protected people. Everybody else is, everybody else gets resources. That's what happens. Once you get protection, then you can get resources. If you have no protection, you running out here wild by yourself, ain't nobody gonna protect you. Absolutely. We get federal protection. We're attacking a black man, woman, or child in the fashion that Tyre was, and you will go to prison right off rip for it. Shit will change. Qualified immunity, shit will change. When we can sue a police or a police union for everything that that officer or those officers got, shit will change. Absolutely. That's why dancing in the streets only going to do so much. That's going to get a few people's attention. Burning a few buildings down, that's only going to do too much. Those edifices are insured and they'll rebuild. But we can't continue to rebuild our people. We can't continue to rebuild a collective of people. Absolutely. Too many people still sitting in seats being reelected to those seats, Brother Trey. You know this. That's why politics is our friend and enemy. We keep putting the same people who won't push for legislation to protect us, then we are at fault. We are at fault. I can't blame the white presidents they put in office. I can't blame the white governors that we have in all of our states. I can't blame all the white mayors that we have in our cities or the supervisors that we have in our townships. I blame the black politicians who are in place who could push for real policy and legislation for anti-black hate crimes and don't. That's who I blame. That's who I'm at. Yeah. They'll run you a hashtag, flood Twitter, get some t-shirts, some hats, some signs. Get out and do the cha-cha slide, lay down in the street, block traffic for a few minutes, gain everybody's consciousness for a few seconds, and change nothing. Absolutely. Hey, everybody knows my stilo on running, but I'm behind it. I'm behind politicians that are for us, and I'm definitely at the ones that are against us. I'm not electable, Sister Sylvia. If you're just new to me, understand, I'm not electable. I'm working on expungement right now from something that's a decade old, all the way back to 30 years old. And even when my record is clear, I'm still not running for nothing. But the ones who are electable, I'm giving them the gas to run. Because I need young politicians that need wisdom. And I need old politicians that need discernment. But I don't need no black politician that does nothing. They're going to go. And I ain't just talking to black politicians either. The white ones that's been getting elected in this area, they're going to be put on point too. White ones, half black ones, all black ones. I'm coming for all y'all. And anybody in between. We got some Asians out here. They want to talk that POC, all lives matter shit. They're going to get put on point too. You only here because my people were bloodied and murdered. Mr. Asian, Mrs. Asian, Latinos, Hispanics, whatever you want to call them, Spaniards, I don't care. You come into this territory, you coming in on the blood of my great-great-grand people. Absolutely. And that's why we got to push those who are. Push those who are of a real political nature. We don't need clowns running for offices. We've had enough of that. We've had enough clown activity running for offices. Yes, we have. I'm going to find out if he's actually been suspended. CNN say he's been suspended. Okay. I don't necessarily always believe CNN. But before I go searching for that, I need to find out what college that these Q dogs, that these nasty dogs, that these low down dogs, they not atomic dogs, they demonic dogs. They demonic dogs. They don't get to play the atomic dog. They demonic dogs. Killed a black man with their bare hands. Yeah, this was personal. Boy, I find out that Tyre ran up in one of their women's. Oh my God. This would be a passion of crime or a crime of passion. Is that what they say? Crime of passion. If he ran up in one of their women, they had to go get their buddies. Man, that nigga messing with my girl. Hey, I appreciate you. Come back and hit the playback at 1:38. Appreciate you, Sister Yvette.
In my mind.
Say hi to moms. Man, I didn't think I was going to cook in here at no 1:38 on this, but we get the flowing, chat room, get the popping. I'm going to do what I'm going to do. I'm going to do what I'm going to do. Tomorrow's my grandmother's birthday. She would have been 103 had she stayed with us. She got 98 calendars in. That's okay. '97. Newsweek reports that Hemphill has been removed from his position. Okay. Does it say that he was an elevated officer? Does it say that he was an elevated officer? I want to know how he came in and didn't get his hands dirty. He just came in with the taser and the lyrics. Stomp his ass. I want to know. How did Preston Hemphill not get his hands dirty? He just came in and tased and talked. And he ain't been charged. Are they saying that the tasing was lawful? Because it doesn't even sound like the traffic stop was lawful. It doesn't even sound like he was stopped for a traffic violation that day. Man, y'all better start to make this make sense. I'm going to mess around and get over 600 subscribers on YouTube. I'm going to be dangerous out here. He was hired in 2018, so he had 5 years on the force. I guess he had basically around the same time that everybody, so they all came in around the same time. Because they all was under like 6 years, 2 to 6 years, something like that. That's amazing. You can be on a police force in 2 to 6 years, 2 to 6 years, but you can get into one of them elevated units like Scorpions. What did it take to be a part of the Scorpion unit? You just had to promise to violate people's rights willfully. Brother Otis spat something else in the chat. Let me see what else he got going in here. So, Tadarius Bean went to the University of Mississippi. Ah. Thank you, Brother Otis. The Scorpions' first 3 months made more than 566 arrests and seized more than $103,000 in cash and 253 weapons. That's not a lot. When you arrest 566 people, all you got was 100 bands? Sounds like you was getting a whole lot of people that probably wasn't doing a whole lot. And 253 weapons. That's a gun every other person, I guess. Brother Otis in the chat now. What's good with you, brother? Appreciate you. Yeah, he looks like his name needs to be Pat. Remember Pat from Saturday Night Live? They couldn't tell what Pat was. This is crazy. $103,000. 566 arrests, and you only got $103,000 in cash? Where the dope at? What happened to the dope? They put the dope back on the street and made more money than that. 6 to 7 people a day. When were they patrolling? Shit. When you arrest 6 to 7 people a day, arrest from start to finish takes about an hour. When you get somebody, you take them into the station, and you got to book them and all that stuff, that's an hour out your day. That's a whole shift. They are administratively investigating him. Okay. So basically, Sister Sylvia, they ain't doing shit. Administratively, they are investigating him. Y'all need to stop this mess in Memphis. I'm trying to tell you. 6 to 7 weapons a day. Oh, 6 to 7 weapons a day. And $1,100 a day. And they was probably spinning them back around, putting them right back on the street. They skimming. Absolutely free. They skimming. Because I know there's more money than that in Memphis. I know there's more money than that. Nah, that's just like Banaka. They ate that pepper spray and got power. You notice how he went down and they ate that pepper spray. Yeah, okay. They have hotter pepper on the wings they eat. They ate that pepper spray like Banaka and got the beating on Tyre. Preston started all this, and all he is getting is administratively investigated. Got it. Got it. So I'm trying to tell you, they skimming off the top, Brother Otis. $1,100 a day? Here's the thing, man. Here's the thing. If I'm like one of them head police officers, you know, a lieutenant, captain, And I got patrol units coming in. I mean, they're a group, Scorpion. If I got the Scorpions coming in every day with about $1,100, I'll be like, look, man, don't even bring it in here. You creating a paper trail. Y'all turning in $1,000, $1,100, $900, $800. We know y'all stealing. Stop all this shit. Don't even bring it in here. I would just tell them right off the rip. We know y'all getting 5,000, 10,000 out here, and y'all keeping the money. Leave it alone. Stop bringing that in here. Unless you got a body, unless you got major dope, major fentanyl, leave it alone. Ain't no precinct trying to see $1,000 every day, $800, $600, and a couple guns. Ain't nobody trying to do all that paperwork. Yeah, they find a whole artillery crate and they turn in a couple pistols. Hey, Sarge, we got these 2 revolvers. We got 2 revolvers and $475. That other 25 went to the pizzas they bought while they was writing up their report. Stop it. Stop it. Tell you, Preston might be the ringleader. He might be the ringleader. They better check Preston's background. Preston might be a CPA. He might be a CPA. He's been doing the books for the Scorpion unit, making sure everything balances out the right way, make sure everybody get their bread. Preston's name on the force might be like P-Dog. He might be like, his name might be P-Hemp. His name might be P-Hemp on the force. We don't know what kind of power Preston got. He might be Raw Dog P. He came in and sprayed and said, stomp his ass, and they did it. Preston might be the ringleader. He might be the head Scorpion. Yeah. Trying to tell y'all, it ain't in my mind.
In my mind.
It ain't in my mind. But they all got to go. Tadarius Bean, Demetrius Haley, Emmett Martin III. I bet you his daddy was around. Justin Smith and Desmond Mills Jr. I bet you his daddy was around. I'm going to find out. I'm going to find out how many of their daddies was in the house just so I can debunk Jason Whitlock's theory. Nah. Tadarius Bean, I know he ain't a freedman. I can look at his hairline. I know he ain't a freedman. Emmett Martin III. Yeah, okay. You know how they like to take the people who've been shot up and beat up and killed and use our names. Emmett from Emmett Till. Martin from Martin Luther King. Emmett Martin III. Okay. What's your middle name? Malcolm? Medgar? Is his name Emmett Medgar Martin? Justin Smith. Yeah, that's just too plain. Where y'all see a Justin at in this group? Y'all see a Justin in this group? I don't see no Justin in this group. Ain't no Justin in this group. That's a made-up name from a Caribbean dude. Desmond Mills Jr. That's got Bahamas written all over it. Desmond. Bahamas or Jamaica. Yeah, he's somewhere down there. And look at Bean up in the top left corner. Look at that forehead. Look at that hairline. Yeah. That's Bean up in the top left corner. He looked like a bean, a coffee bean. He from the Caribbean. Nah, they ain't freedmen. They ain't freedmen. Thanks, Brother Otis. Tadarius Bean, Demetrius Haley, Emmett Medgar Martin III, Justin, that ain't my real name, Smith, and Desmond, hey man, Mills Jr. Yeah, we know. These ain't no freedmen here. Yeah. They from that other continent over there, or down there in them territories where they like to be Irie. Yeah. Okay. Look at that top left hairline. I'm trying to tell you, that ain't Friedman at all. Nope. Tadarius. All right. Don't get booted from the chat by the people media. Don't get, they might be pretendians. They might be pretendians up in there. Don't get booted from the chat now. Come on now. It's too early in the day. Yeah. I got to get a closer photo of the bean. Let me see if I can go to the frat photo. Hold on. Is that better? I ain't really that much closer. Yeah, ain't Freeman there. Ain't no Freemans there. That one in the middle looked like Bigger Long from Harriet. I still ain't seen the movie, but I know his name is Bigger Long. Straight 5 head. But I'm calling out Omega Sci-Fi. This y'all people? One of them went to University of Michigan. Says, what did it say? Beanhead over here on the far right. He went to University of Michigan. I'm sorry. Woo, I said Michigan. Sorry, Lord. I didn't mean to put that on the blue. Sorry. University of Mississippi. And he was the head of the Omega Sci-Fi. Eta Zeta chapter. I don't know what that means. Yep. We've already talked about that too, Brother Otis. One of them clowns was a correction officer and got kicked off the force. He couldn't even protect the criminals. He was in there and couldn't even police and protect the criminals from one another. He was that bad. But they let him be a Memphis cop. Yeah, they relaxed the job requirements. You ain't got to be a citizen. You got to come in here and be criminal. Relax job requirements for policing. Nah, man. We don't need to defund the police. We don't need to defund the police. We need to not have relaxed job requirements. How about that? What's wrong here? Relaxed job requirements? Come on, man. On police? Look. If you're going to get a job at a supermarket and you ain't got no stock experience, I could see them relaxing the job requirements. If you're going to go work in a restaurant and you don't have any food and beverage experience, I can see them relaxing the job requirements. If you're going to go work at a factory, I'm talking about building cars, I can see them relaxing the job requirements. You heard that too? I didn't catch that, Free? Woo! I said that about the blue. Sorry about that, blue. I didn't mean to put that on y'all. This is Mississippi. Mississippi took Tadarius Bean in and let him be a student there and be an Omega Sci-Fi. If you are going to enter the world of law enforcement, I don't believe you can be. It's just me. It's just me. But I don't believe you can be of a relaxed job requirement nature. Oh, wow. So what is it with them coming over and being corrections officers? They want to, what is it? What, I guess what I'm trying to ask is why they like policing prisoners so much. Is that something they develop over in Nigeria? Do they develop certain corrections officer skills over in Nigeria? Why do they like to come over here and work in the prisons? That's interesting, Brother Otis. That's interesting. I'd like to know that. I really would. So, but yeah, man. Look at by the people media. It's just a pitch and catch right now. Brother Otis is pitching, and by the people media, it's hitting him out of the park. Freeze just picking up all my mistakes when I say something about Michigan. I appreciate everybody's efforts today. But man, damn. You know, they do break faster than other bucks. The Nigerians that come over here, they break faster than your common buck. Reduces sympathy for the inmates. No cultural ties. Yep. We don't know you shit. We don't know you shit. I just got over here 3 months ago. I ain't even called black. They probably filled their app out and put Caucasian on there. I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it if some Nigerian put white on their applications. That's what I'm thinking. That's all I'm thinking. What we got going here?
In my mind.
Yeah, it looks like Preston. Looks like Pat Preston. P. Hemp has been relieved of his duties. Major Karen Rudolph said she got a lot of women in the higher ups over there. She got a lot of women in the higher ups. They all tools, though. They all tools. Yeah, they all tools. I want to see it when they bring them all into court. Yep. Emmanuel Acho. Real talk. No emotional ties. Brother Keith, peace and respect to you. Yeah. They go for them first. They're like, look, I got a black American there. I got an African. I'm going to go for this African first. We can compromise him a lot faster. And then he can help us take down that nigga over there. Yep. They'll call them Africans and call us nigger. Yep. Yep. You ever hear that? Bigots will call Africans Africans. But they'll call black Americans nigger in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat. I've seen it done. I've seen it done. It's not in my mind.
In my mind.
So, I don't know why I never put that together right there. Anyways. But man, we hit 2 hours, y'all. We was up in here for 120 minutes. Which means the chat had to have been popping. which means the conversation had to have been substantive to get y'all talking about this thing. And we're not going to stop talking about it. This got to stay out front. This is why I keep this out front right now, and that's why I had to bring Shanquilla back. I'm not sure, saying he was living in Sacramento, had he gone out there to live? It looked like his parents, like his mama, like she from the South. Looked like she from the South. I ain't done much background check. That's why I say I need a producer. I need somebody being able to get me some information so I can be more informative. Sometimes I just don't have all the information. But when I got it, whoo, I'm something else. Yeah. Tyre Nichols left Sacramento, California, and moved to the South and got murdered by police. The same way Stephen Clark got murdered in his hometown of Sacramento. Remember that? Remember Stephen Clark? They chased him through the backyards. He was right next to his house. They shot him. Did them guys go to jail? I don't even know if they went to jail. I know his family got up there and got to acting a fool and shit and in Sacramento. I don't know if his family got justice or not. Did Ben Crumb get them some money to shut up? I don't know whatever happened to that one. But we need to keep this at the forefront. We need to continue to talk about Shanquilla Robinson. We've got to get them hyenas behind bars. And some people seem to think that it would work better if they stayed here. I felt like, hey, send them to Mexico. Let them go down there to the Mexican jails. They'll get ate up by them rats and everything else. I don't believe the Shanquilla 6 could survive a year in Mexican jails, especially the one that beat her and the other one who filmed it. I believe they're the two weakest of the crew. Sure do. Sure do. So, absolutely, Brother Otis. And I'm going to start to do a better job of that as I start to space casts like this out. Like, I literally was supposed to come up and just talk about my local territory this morning, but I'm holding out for some people from the territory to be able to have some dialogue about some things that are going on with the corruption in our city government, city governments, county government, you know, some illegal activity with the county commissioners. And I want to have that conversation in whole with some other individuals. I just don't want to be the one spitting on that, even though I know I can do it thoroughly. But I've got to do a better job of getting this type of cast out, get it billboarded, as we used to say in radio, so y'all know what's coming, so people can be ready for it. But I appreciate and I salute the support, this recent uptick of support I have loved, because it's showing me that the message, because it's what it is, it's starting to stick in other places. Hey, I tried to stay at home for support. I can't get no support at home. I don't went abroad for support. They cut them platforms out. So I said, you know what? One by one individual, they'll come. And I just can't rely on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. I got caffeine ready to go. I got on-amp radio ready to go. I got fan. I just got to get all these devices ready so they can sync all this stuff up. Brother Fear just came and said, man, you need to be on Instagram. I know. I know. But it takes time, man. It takes time. When you're doing this all on your own, I ain't got no crew. I ain't got no team. That's why I'm one man Shan. Because I can do it all by myself. It just takes a little bit longer. But I appreciate the love and I appreciate the energy. I appreciate everybody in the chat. Anybody that didn't say shit, I appreciate you. Stir that algorithm up with a couple likes, though. Stir that algorithm up with a couple shares, though. I appreciate y'all. We growing. But I can't get out into all them areas without the support. And I ain't asking for no more money until I can do it every day and say it every way and say it, you know. I know a lot of people just like to put it out there. Yeah, thanks for this. Like, no. I ain't even got all that stuff set up to where people can do super chats and this chat and that chat. No, I'll get it right. I got links that you can bail me out in and all that kind of stuff. I got you, but I don't need all that right now. Nah, you can't, man. You can't. YouTube a killer caster. YouTube a killer caster. I should have been dead in the game. I shouldn't even be doing this no more the way they done treated me on YouTube. I can look at views in other areas and I'd be like, dang, I don't even have that many people in that other spot. And they get more viewers over there. That's YouTube just doing their fizzle. Appreciate you, bro. And I'm not trying to be compromised. I'm not against banding up with networks and things like that, because I think that's coming. I know somebody's watching me that's bigger than me that's hooked up with a network because they use some of the stuff I say. I'm good with it. But I'm not here to open them up. You know, I just want them to, hey, if I'm saying something where you can repeat it, imitation is the best form of flattery. Every now and then, give a brother a shout out. That's all I got to say. Just give a brother a shout out. But I appreciate everybody. And I'm going to go out, man. I'm going to go out with where I was at the beginning with two recorded messages. One from Brother Rashad Ritchie and one from the great Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. I like what you are saying. I will definitely support you. I appreciate you, sister. Thank you. Absolutely 100. Thank you. And make sure y'all check out Freedman Media on Twitter, Freedman Media on Instagram, Freedman Media on Facebook. Landing pages for the streams, but I create other content as well and just stay connected with where I'm at and what's in my mind. You know what I'm saying? You got to be able to stay what's connected within my mind.
In my mind.
So we're going to get some things popping, but let me get this brother Rashad in first. And then, because this is where I had a lot of people saying, oh, man, they stopped him on a traffic stop. I'm like, yeah, it was supposed to be like a traffic stop from the day before. Nobody believed me. Nobody believed me that it was supposed to be from a traffic stop the day before. Tyre's traffic stop was supposed to have happened the day before. Why didn't it happen then? Because it wasn't no real traffic stop. I truly believe they stopped Tyre for something else. This was a personal thing, and it might be a crime of passion from what we're hearing now. That's right. I'm not here to make people scratch their heads, brother. I'm here to scratch brains. I'm here to scratch brains. So yes, if you can see it upon yourself to like the video or share the video, appreciate you. At least appreciate you being in the chat, because that's what we need. We need to be able to have that algorithm moving. And now we done been over here over 2 hours. It's very difficult for me to listen to anybody for 2 hours. And I appreciate y'all listening to me for this long. I appreciate it. But check out Brother Rashad Ritchie here talking about this situation.
Let me remind everyone of one issue inside of this case that has troubled me from day one. According to the original report, they were pulling him over for a traffic issue he committed a day before. That was part of the narrative in the beginning. Already, this is crazy as hell. Those officers have now been charged. 2 Memphis Fire Department EMTs were also relieved of duty pending the outcome of an internal investigation in connection to the death of Mr. Tyre Nichols. The MFD said the employees were involved in the initial patient care of Nichols. The fact that they have been let go says to me that they were not involved in actually caring for Mr. Nichols. The Memphis Fire Department did not identify the two people facing discipline or say if they were firefighters. It was also not clear if the employees were being paid while not working or if they would eventually return to their duties. As we covered prior, Memphis PD announced on January 20th that 5 officers were fired from left to right. Let's put them up. Okay? Scumbags. Now, I have not seen the video. I got a phone call from a city official a few days ago, this week. That city official told me that it is the worst thing he has ever seen. When he watched the video, he said he was so upset that he wanted to run out into the streets himself. He said, Doc, you're going to have to prepare yourself for this.
That was Brother Rashad Ritchie speaking on this early on when I had got the information about the traffic stop that was supposed to have happened the day before. The traffic stop was supposed to have happened the day before. How did Preston get there to tase them? Because he didn't just tase Tyre, he ended up tasing the other animals. This was a setup. This was a setup. He tased him and then said, stomp his ass. Now, he ain't been fired. He's only been suspended. Suspended. They fired 2 EMTs that didn't have nothing to do with it. They didn't tase nobody. They just didn't help nobody. Suspended 2 fire employees. There wasn't no fire to put out. Only the actions of these animals that they could have helped prevent. They had to know them personally. Memphis ain't that big. They had to know who these cops were personally. And they couldn't say, hey, man, don't you think he's had enough? EMTs didn't step in and administer any type of medical help. We are not a protected class of people, y'all. This is why they can continue to do this to us. And until we are repaired, we are in trouble. We have to be repaired. We have to be given the same treatment. We have to be given the same advantages. We have to be given what we're owed.
At the very same time that America refused to give the Negro any land, through an act of Congress, our government was giving away millions of acres of land in the West and the Midwest, which meant that it was willing to undergird its white peasants from Europe with an economic floor. But not only did they give the land, they built land-grant colleges with government money to teach them how to farm. Not only that, they provided county agents to further their expertise in farming. Not only that, they provided low interest rates in order that they could mechanize their farms. Not only that, today, many of these people are receiving millions of dollars in federal subsidies not to farm, and they are the very people telling the black man that he ought to lift himself by his own bootstraps.
I appreciate y'all being with me today. I'll be back later. We got to unify. A broken people will never be repaired. A severed people, a segregated people. We are segregated, actually. We are segregated from one another and will never be repaired being so. We must galvanize. We must be a monolith where reparations is concerned. This soil is unsettled because we've never been made whole. The soil will never be settled until we are made whole. I Spy cops are the worst. You immediately go from being a black cop to being the nigger cop. ER.
We are coming to get our check.
One love, y'all. In case you don't understand where we at.
We are to get our check.
You know, this revolution is filled with so many ironies, really. First, you tell us that it is manly to keep your word, right? If you are a man, you keep your word. And now all of the black people in this country are demanding, and even the black people in the whole world are demanding, is that you keep your word. You told us we were free. Well, then show us that we're free. You told us that there is justice, equality for all in this country. Well, then stick to your